This is a Yamaha EF2400iS inverter. It's one of the top rated machines. It does not give you 220 volts. It only gives you 2 outlets of 110. It does give you 12 volts, and this is the wire right here that plugs in that screwy outlet with this screwy plug. Gives you 8 amps, kind of unfused, unmonitored, so you kind of got to monitor that. The gas on off is a little bit of a problem. The choke is a little bit of a problem. When you pull the choke out and you pull the pull cord, the choke doesn't stay out, so you have to hold the choke out with your left hand and pull it with your right hand to get the full choke to operate. The gas, it switches on and off just like it looks like it's going to, but I'll show you what the problem I have with it is. This bracket here, this thing's kind of old, but there's a thing that plugs into the frame right here, and that broke off from just getting bounced around. So I put this screw in here, this would holds it. But what happened was this whole blue panel slipped down, and where this goes in, it's got to go straight in. And I'll show you what happens, because if it pushes on the side of the valve, it makes it leak gas. Okay, so I got a can right here with the gas line hanging out. I'm not going to turn it on, but if I pull on this thing, if I put pressure on this, you're going to see it's going to weep gas. See it just leak gas there? So that's the problem that I had. The thing was always leaking gas, and I didn't turn it on when I just did that. I just put pressure on the side of that valve, and it leaks. So that panel has to line up perfectly, or else the gas won't shut off. You won't be able to run it out of gas. And see, it just dripped another drop, and I'll pull on it again. You'll see. So I'm pulling on the side of this thing up in here. There's nothing coming out. See the gas just shoot out? Okay, that's what it does. So it's got to line up perfectly. If not, you could take out that screw and pull that thing out for like long-term storage, and then you wouldn't have to worry about the thing leaking or taking it in your car or something. It's only one Phillips screw. It pops right off. Okay, so I'm doing the carburetor on this thing. Standard stuff, air cleaner, filter, this metal plate, another thing over here, 10mm nuts. So the float ball's off. It's got a drain on it. This float ball is this way. I've threatened to drill a hole in the panel here. There's a panel that wound up on the floor, but drill a hole in the side of this so I can just put a screwdriver in without taking the panel off. But I haven't done that. So here's the carb. It's got, when it's in place, it's this way. Okay. So if you took the float ball off, you could get to the main jet looking from the back right here. That's the main jet. I wish it would focus for me. That's the main jet. There's this bolt that holds the bowl on, which closes that off. Oh no, sorry, it's that little bolt. But what's different about this carburetor is usually there's like another little jet up inside here. It's not. It's over here on the side, and I've taken it out already, but I'll show you where it is. See there's a threaded thing. That's where the screw goes in, and then the jet goes down in that hole behind it. And here's the jet. So it's that one with the holes in it. And that one will plug up on you. This one was just plugged now. So I just cleaned that. This thing wouldn't run. It was got to go buh, 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 and so this one has, like on your typical Briggs & Stratton, it's got a arm coming out of the side of the motor that's your governor. Well, this has an electronic governor, which is supposed to react better than the old mechanical kind. And so that works. And then this engine it's a Yamaha generator. It's a Yamaha motor, and Yamaha sells these engines to Kohler. So you may find this same engine in a Kohler, some kind of Kohler setup. I don't know what else to tell you. I think I got the carb cleaned, and I'm going to put it back together, and I'll know shortly. But so what else? Yeah, that's the choke. Oh yeah, to take this thing apart, it's a real process. This panel you can take right off. This panel you can take off. You got to take off both of those pretty much to get it. This is the like the inverter, this big fin aluminum thing here. I don't know what that is, a replacement part, but I bet you it's a lot. I had a mouse get in here, and he chewed up some wiring, ate all the insulation off these things. So I sprayed here's painted red. I sprayed it's like a primary wire insulation on there, just to seal it. But everything plugs into there. So the speed controller, which is, you know, this governor thing, that plugs in there. And you can't get, okay, see how the choke cable connects to the carburetor? That goes to the starting panel on the other side. So you can't take that panel off where the starter is. You can't take that off without taking the, because this choke cable goes to the carburetor, you can't take this panel off without disconnecting the choke first. So this is like the last panel you take off. You could take off this one first, this one first. You really don't have to take off this one. This is where the muffler is. I was just checking around in here because I tried to move the gas tank to center it on that hole, because I didn't do that last time, and I just went, and it really didn't move. It's kind of, the gas tank sits where it sits, but I'd hope to shift the gas tank a little bit this way so I'd have a better alignment on here, but right now it's totally straight. There's a little slop in the hole, you know, I can see, I can show it to you here. Yeah, you can see there's, you know, the plastic shaft is like 1/2 inch and the hole is probably 3/4. And you can see I'm kind of close to this side. Lots of space on the top and bottom. But, yeah, so that can't be touching. If it does, then the valve will never seal. Other stuff, you know, you got the gas gauge here, which is nice. Yeah, it's a great motor. It's tough to start. I mean, you got to, I got to put my foot in front of it because I'll pull the thing across the floor. You know, it's got a lot of compression, and it doesn't use any oil. You know, it hasn't had a lot of time. Just mostly getting beat around. But anyhow, it's a great machine. And you know, you hear about guys going camping, getting up in the altitude, and you don't get as much power. Nothing has as much power. So if you're planning on going camping at like 10,000 feet or something like that, and you think that 2,000 watts is enough, you should probably get a 2,400 watt machine just to make up for the lack of power you're going to have at a high altitude. So anyhow, I can't say bad things about this. It's got some ethanol issues right now that I'm correcting, but other than that, it's a great machine. Good luck.